Hello, my name's Kyle Harth. I'm a 20-year veteran of the Army Special Forces and a specialist with weapons systems. I want to talk to you about a product by a company called MilComm. MilComm's made a lot of different products, but specifically they've made some for the military and have been supplying the military for the last 30 years. They're a US-based company that has a completely different approach to their products and the way they use them on our gun systems. Originally, they started those systems using aerial platforms like the F-16, but we also use them on some of our ground-based systems like our grenade launchers, the 40 mics. The systems that they create for us and that we lubricate those weapon systems with are amazing. They work on a completely different level, and we're going to talk about some of the aspects of some of the chemistry involved in those products so that we can better understand how they work and how they can work for you in your applications. So with all the different lubricants that are out there and available, we need to talk about what's most important, is what makes MilComm products different than other products. And it's a pretty simple explanation. It's the chemistry involved in how they make it. Unlike other products, this is a chemically engineered process that they own the patent on, that they invented, and that absolutely works. It works not only to protect your guns, but it works to lubricate them. And in every aspect of how that gun performs, it's going to make it more reliable and it makes it easier to clean. Now, when we talk about that reliability, we're talking about using that unique chemical process that they use to make their systems and adding that to the metallurgy of the weapon system. Now, for my heavy weapon systems that I used in the military, those systems are firing somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 rounds a second on some of our Dillon miniguns. The products that MilComm makes are what makes those systems run like that. Any other kind of grease, lubricant, all of the different products that are on the market are going to break down under those extreme conditions. However, MilComm makes those systems run. Therefore, it can make any of your systems run better than they do now. Now, when we talk about environmental aspects of where you're going to be using your systems, again, we refer back to what the military does. The military uses their systems in the absolute harshest environments. When you're talking about the freezing cold temperatures that an aircraft operates in, and they run the gun systems on those, or you talk about the very extreme desert conditions that my guys on the ground that run their grenade launchers in, or their Dillon miniguns. Those are some of the harshest heat, sand, debris environments that you could be in. MilComm offers protection and reliability across that entire spectrum. That's the kind of system that the military looks for, and that's what you should be looking for in your own personal gun systems. Now, outside of those environments, we get into high humidity environments, saltwater environments, all of those things that are operationally difficult on weapon systems, and in some cases completely detrimental to the operation of the weapon system. Without the right kind of lubricant, we can't work in those situations. Now, some people may look at that and say, well, that's too extreme for me to worry about. It's really not. Because if you look at the salt situations that we work in when we're working in maritime operations, you're going to run into some of those same chemical aspects in the concealed carry role when you're dealing with the sweat off your body. Again, you want that protection against that salt, that absolute corrosive environment, whether that's coming from sea spray or coming from your own perspiration. Using MilComm products is going to give you that protection. Probably one of the last and equally important items about MilComm products is getting that level of protection and getting that level of lubrication that's going to make your weapon systems perform. Also, that longevity that you're going to get out of that system is a lot longer. That protection and that lubrication is going to last a lot longer than anything that's just a surface application. Maybe the best part about MilComm products is how long that gives you time between when you have to clean your weapon systems and how long you're going to get it reliability. This product will last 6 to 10 times longer than most standard products in the market because, again, we're dealing with chemistry instead of just adding something to the surface. We're bonding in the metal, we're lasting longer, we're improving efficiency, and again, keeping longer times between cleaning. So because we're protecting all these parts and we're making them more reliable by using MilComm products, we're of course extending the life of those parts. For instance, when the Air Force tested these on the gun systems on aircraft, they found that where other lubrication systems failed and the parts actually started to disintegrate, MilComm lubed products or parts could actually extend that by 5 to 10 times and still look like they were new. So by protecting that metal And by adding that viscosity to it, you're not only improving the reliability, but you're actually extending life. So once we've invested in a product and we've invested in all of the money we spend on our weapon systems, why wouldn't we protect them to the maximum amount possible? You can do that with MilComm. MilComm has always been the warfighter's best friend when it came to lubricating our heavy gun systems. The good news is that technology is now available to you, and it can now be your best friend for your weapon systems. In my 20+ years being in the military and in my long career in the Special Forces, we got to train people all over the world. We fought in combat all over the world. We work in some of the harshest environments. Because of that, our heavy gun system used MilComm to be able to lubricate them and make sure they worked and were protected. It worked so well, we used it on all of our gun systems. That's why I'm passionate about it, because if you find something that works, you just stick with it.